Peace, fam. Hey, make sure you join us because today we're going to be talking about the call and what happened when you refuse the call. All right, so stay tuned for the journey. Wow. Keeping up with the 21-day challenge, filling it in. Actually, we're moving into the 42. We moving towards a 42-day challenge, fam. Listen. So, I'm struggling through this. Well, actually, it's not. Well, actually, this part hasn't been a struggle. Actually, the fast was a little bit of a struggle towards the end, but this one really has not been too much of a struggle. I've been able to kind of lay down a habit. The 21-day challenge can be used by you to increase something or to decrease something. Like I have a habit that I had to get over. I used a 21-day challenge to do it. I wanted to fast. Use a 21-day challenge to do that. You could use it to increase your information. Like you could use a 21-day challenge to study a certain subject every day for 21 days. You know what I'm saying? So every day I have to force myself to open up a folktale book, read a folktale. I got to think about a proverb every day, and then on top of that, I got exercises I have to do and stuff like that. So it keeps me in a system. And practicing life care is the proper the process of harnessing my fault and directing our shade in our life by the systematic use of life-giving principles. So by us learning how to develop develop systems within our lives, we protect ourselves, right? So now, let's get to what we are supposed to talk about today. For those that are in Columbus, once again, I want to announce Brother Wakase is coming back. Injected racial scripts on August 11th at Millennium Community School, 3500 Refugee Road. For those who want some more information, hit us up at 614-783-7566. The NIA, or August 11th, 7 p.m., that one is free. All right, family? But the class on Kaumba, August 12th, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., it costs $99. The whole thing is from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. We could work a half day for you or something like that, and we could work it all the way out for you. The only thing I'm saying is take some time, invest in yourself. Invest in yourself, right? Learn about you. Invest in you, all right? Now, so I'm in this book, and I'm in y'all see my bag, y'all see my books, right? I'm doing the books. I'm in research mode. I gotta get myself ready for my kids. some incredible stuff is going down for Brother Hatim. I did the fast, and some incredible stuff is going down for Brother Hatim. And what's crazy is, family, listen, it's both good, sometimes good and good, sometimes it's bad, right? See, and a lot of times, many of us miss our blessings because we get so upset about the things that aren't going the way that we want them to go that we just totally give up. We just totally lose our mind. We just totally lose our focus because one little thing goes a little bit wrong, and next thing you know, we falling apart, right? But we got to, and as George Bush said, we got to stay the course, right? Stay the course. Now, so one of the major pieces that I'm looking at, once again, I look at this, it's sort of like me watching Godfather once a year, or Spook Who Sat by the Door. There's certain things that I like to revisit, and I'm revisiting Joseph Campbell's The Hero of the Thousand Faces, right? And one of the reasons I'm doing it, because whether you know it or not, Joseph Campbell, especially for the self-development field, is an often quoted individual, especially when people start talking about the hero's journey, right? There's almost no way that you could talk about self-development and not really talk about the hero's journey, the path of the hero, right? Because the hero was someone who basically self-developed themselves, somebody who took the time to invest in themselves. And in fact, the hero is the hero's path is the ultimate self-development piece. Why? Because the hero has to step outside himself in order to grow. Or let me say this, the hero has to step not just outside himself, right? The hero has to step outside his comfort zone, not just for himself, but for others as well, right? It can start off as a selfish journey, but it always ends up with the hero bringing back something for everybody, right? This is the true hero's journey, right? So today we're talking about the call. And what's the call? My elder, one of my elders, Baba and Reba Kelsey, right? Baba used to tell us about the term vocation. You know, he really got me looking into Latin and Greek, you know, looking at the definition of words. He said vocation, voca, right? Even in Spanish, boca, mouth. I think boca means mouth, but voca means call, right? To call, right? And it comes from, you know what I'm saying, certain individuals on their life, there's a calling, right? It's like, and all of us, there's a call out there for us, and we hear it, and in some form or fashion, we have to answer it, right? Or we're supposed to answer it. Now, bad things start to happen when we don't answer it. I'm gonna go through some of the bad stuff that happens when we don't answer the call, right? But the call goes out, and the call basically helps us to identify what it is we're supposed to bring to the world. It reminds us, right? It's sort of like the universe reminding us about who and what we're supposed to bring to this planet, right? So we receive the call, right? And the call is calling us to greatness. The call is calling us beyond ourselves. The call is calling us out of our comfort. The call is calling us, right? And this universal echo starts appearing everywhere around the hero, everywhere around you, right? Now, what happens when an individual refuses the call, right? So, what happens? Perhaps you could tell us. Have you refused your call? All right. So, One of the prime examples that Joseph Campbell used is the story of the Minotaur. And I can't remember the King Minos. Once again, my camera's cutting off on me. But we got King Minos, right? And the Minotaur, right? So now, a lot of people know the story about the Minotaur, right? And the young hero coming to kill the Minotaur. But when you trace the story back to how the Minotaur was created and how the labyrinth was created, what we have is, now I'm using Greek myth. You know, we go back and we can look into some African myths and we can find the same thing. But usually what happens to the person that doesn't take their call, they become the bad guy. They become the heel. They become the villain, right? They become the evil person. Because this is the issue. How can you resist the call of the universe, right? And not start turning on yourself, not start destroying yourself, not have your life start falling apart. If the universe is calling you and you're refusing to come, right, then things start to happen to start trying to make you go into the direction of the call. See, we could think that we can refuse the call, but in many ways, the universe is always going to try to make us, or the creator or God or what your ancestors are always going to start trying to make you go in a direction. When you turn and try to go in the opposite direction, they're going to make it difficult for you to go in that opposite direction. So a roadblock going to pop up. Something's going to force you to have to go on a call. Now, if you still refuse, right, every turn that you begin to make, right, will be the ancestors or the creator trying to force you into the direction, which means that you will begin to live a horrible life. So Minos, right, received a blessing from, I think it was Neptune, right? Neptune, he wanted to do a sacrifice. Now check this out. This is dope. He wanted to do a sacrifice. So Neptune gave him this white bull, beautiful bull, right? And he was supposed to sacrifice it. But he looked at this bull and he said, "Ooh, I'm not going to sacrifice this bull. This bull right here is going to make me some bread. It's about me." So rather than sacrifice the bull that was given to him specifically for that purpose, this was his calling. This was his opportunity to move beyond himself. See, a lot of us, we stay stuck where we are because we become selfish. We become comfortable where we are. I'm making too much money right now, Brother Hatim, to make a change. I'm doing too well right now to make a change, Brother Hatim. And I know that this stuff has been given to me by the universe so that I can make the sacrifice, Brother Hatim, right? But I can't do it right now. Just like Minos, right? I can't do it. I can't kill this bull. But this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to my personal herd and I'm gonna grab my best white bull and I am going to sacrifice it in the place of this bull. As if the universe is stupid. Many of us want to play games and we want to play with our destiny. We want to play with the universe as if the universe is stupid. As if we are all intelligent and we can outsmart. Listen to me. As if we can outsmart the very thing that put us together and put us down here. I can escape my calling. And this is what Minos did. Minos chose money. Minos chose a thing over him fulfilling his destiny. And in doing this, the universe, or the gods in this case, started scheming against him. So While Minos is out here trying to fulfill what he wants to do rather than following his calling, and he's out trying to do business with the entire world. His wife, as crazy as it sounds, falls in love with the bull. And I know it sounds crazy, right? And this woman wants to make love to this bull. This bull is so beautiful that this woman is enticed by this bull, and she wants to come up with a way for this bull to make love to her. Crazy, right? But isn't this how it happens, family? I want you to think about this, right? The craziest shit start to happen when we're not doing what we're supposed to do, when we out of place. Right? Right? This is just an extreme. See, the ancestors, the older cultures, they would use extreme examples, right? So that you get the message. A lot of y'all laughing and like, hey, we would laugh at these kid stories, right? But no, it's not kid stories, because when you really look at it, right? We're talking about a woman trying to have sex with a bull. Something very extreme. Why? What was it about this bull that made her attracted? She was attracted to the bull. So she got the best craftsman to come up with something that made it possible for the bull to do it to her. And in doing this, she gave birth to a Minotaur. She gave birth to a half bull, half human being. Now, when the king came back, the king wasn't too upset. I mean, he probably was upset, but he knew that he couldn't discard this being, because this being was part of his punishment for not doing his call. You still refusing your call, homie. You know what I'm saying? He still wouldn't kill the bull. Just think about this. I'm gonna hold on to this bull. This bull this bull is tearing up my life. This bull is making my life, but I'm still gaining. I'm still making things happen for myself, rather than just submitting to the call. So now he has this little beast that he has to raise, and he understands that this is part of his punishment, and he knows that he can't kill this thing. So what he does is he gets a clever inventor and has this inventor invent a labyrinth. Build a labyrinth so that he could put this bull thing inside this Minotaur, inside of this thing, so that nobody would know. Because as the child started getting older, the child started getting more violent, and the more violent it got, it started tearing up human beings. So he put the sign of his sin. See, now this is one good thing you say about Minos, right? He looked at his wife, and he understood that what she did was caused by what he didn't do. So rather than harping on the fact of what she did and trying to blame it on her, he understood that what she did was a result of what he didn't do. He didn't take his call. And by you not taking your call, you affect all those in your immediate circle. Everybody suffers because you refuse to take your hero call. Just like in Minos' life, right? I think that's his name, right? So, let's bring it up. Let's wrap it up. So, him trying to hide his sin, him trying to hide him not taking his call, builds a elaborate labyrinth. And because he's out conquering the world, he's able to get people to start sending young people on a yearly basis, on a regular basis, to come and be eaten by this monster. This monster that was created from him not taking his call. So now, when we don't take our call, we become the bad guy. and we become surrounded by monsters. And many of us right now are living this reality because we refuse to take our call, because we refuse to move in who we really are. And because we put on the mask, we're surrounded by monsters. Right? We're surrounded by beings that are sucking up our life. We're surrounded by beings that's taking up our space. We're surrounded by beings that are destroying things in our lives. Simply because we fear and we don't want to take our call. Unlike Minos, at least Minos, he said, I'm balling right now. You know what I'm saying? He at least saw the economic benefits. A lot of y'all ain't even seeing the economic benefits of not taking your call. You're just scared, right? And fear is stopping you from moving towards your greatness. Fear is stopping you, right? Because you don't know, you can't predict. Because when you take your call, it moves you outside of your comfort zone. And once you get outside your comfort zone, right, you are no longer in control. You become like a leaf in the wind, and you don't want to take that chance, right? But this is the hero's path. The hero moves himself or herself into a state where they are able to receive the message of the universe, where they're able to receive the lessons of the universe, which most times are very uncomfortable, very chaotic, very dangerous, very unstable. But in the end, we bring back something that regenerates society. What happens to a people? See, now we're talking about the individual who don't take the call. But what happens when a whole group no longer takes the call? Right? We get people encroaching on our territory. Our economics are out of control. Politics, totally out of our control. We can see very clearly what happens when the people stop taking the call. When the people lose its heroes. When the people lose individuals that's willing to sacrifice economic gains for spiritual enlightenment. Because as I read to y'all earlier, hold on, I read it to you again. This is from Joseph Campbell's, and it's page 32, Hero with 1,000 Faces. The effects of the successful adventure of the hero is the unlocking and release again of the flow of life into the body of the world. The miracle of this flow may be represented in physical terms as a circulation of food substance, dynamically as a stream of energy, or spiritually as a manifestation of grace. Such varieties of images alternate easily, representing 3 degrees of condensation of the one life force. An abundant harvest is a sign of God's grace. God's grace is the food of the soul. The lightning bolt is the harbinger of fertilizing rain, and at the same time, the manifestation of released energy of God. Grace, food, substance, energy. These pour into the living world, and wherever they fail, life decomposes into death. So the hero, the fact of a successful adventure of the hero is the unlocking and the release again of the flow of life into the body of the world. And remember that the world for the hero is his culture, is his people. And when the hero comes back from a successful adventure, the hero releases the ashe among the people. What happens when the heroes in cultures stop taking adventures? Stop going into the unknown. Get totally engrossed in who and what they are, like Minos. When you have a whole race of individuals that become like Minos, you receive the book. I gave you the book. Right now, you must sacrifice the book, and you're not. Oh, this book is too good. Keep this one. So I give you another book. Oh, this book is too good. And it gets to a point where rather than having the sacrifice that we're supposed to, we're carrying all of this because we think that this is what we're supposed to do. When in fact we're supposed to let them go. We're supposed to sacrifice them. Right? We get stuck, family. And it's time for us to get unstuck. It's time for us to start unleashing our heroes. It's time for us to unleash the hero within us. Right? It's time for us to start our adventure. Right? And a lot of y'all like, it's too late for me. No, it's not. Family, it's not. Right? It's not too late. Look at some of the stuff that you hold on that you don't need to hold on to no more. Let it go. Right? It's holding you hostage. It's stopping you from growing. And in stopping you from growing, it's stopping the life flow from moving back into your people. Because what happens is, we're human beings, family. Listen, this is what's so powerful. When you succeed at the impossible, what you teach other human beings is that, Marcus Garvey said it a long time ago, what man has done, man can do. So when your young people see you succeed, y'all don't understand. Listen to me. When your young people see you do the impossible becomes regular. When they see you able to overcome obstacles, that thing that was an obstacle to you becomes a stepping stone for your children. Do you understand me? Right? So this is Brother Tim. I'm saying, yo, did it up under 30 minutes this time, right? So I'm out. I'm gonna finish my smoothie because it's my fast day, and we're gonna make it through the day. We're gonna make it even without a struggle. It ain't gonna be a struggle. It's just gonna be a beautiful adventure. All right. This is Brother Tim, and I'm out. Thank you for watching the video. I want you to subscribe. Click the bird right there, the fiery bird. And I also have a special video just for you, right there. And for those that want more information about Nyame Journey, go to our site. It should be right about there.